Hello world, it's another beautiful day for a desert adventure. This one's gonna be really special. It's a bucket list item for me and Steve. We're going to hike one of the 4 peaks, which are right over there. But to get there, we gotta do a little bit of a gravel ride, which will be my first gravel ride. I'm stoked. Steve lent me a bike, which we'll look at in a second. But we have 17 miles of gravel riding and 4,000 feet of climbing, which will be the most climbing I've ever done on a bike and the longest ride I've done, into a 2.5 mile and 2,000 foot hike one way. So then we got to go 2.5 miles back down on foot over some pretty steep, gnarly terrain, and then 17 miles back on the bikes. So what, 34 miles and 5 miles of hiking? It's gonna be insane. Let's look at the bike. So Steve's letting me use his road bike, which weighs 19 pounds, which is amazing. I don't have to pedal my mountain bike up 4,000 feet. And he put a knobbier front tire on it to kind of make it more gravel friendly. But we still have a road tire on the back and rim brakes, baby. I don't remember the last time I rode on rim brakes. So it's gonna be interesting. Flat pedals though, because I don't know how to do clips. We ain't doing that. Let's get going. Dude, we are flying! Woo! Little buddy hop, let's go! Woo! Yeah, buddy. Well, the call's been made. It's 1 o'clock and we just got to the trailhead. We'd have a 5-mile hike with 2,000 feet of elevation. So that's not gonna happen. We're not making it back before dark if we do that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna lock the bikes up here, walk uphill for 45 minutes, hopefully get a view, eat a bagel,
Yeah.
walk back down, and then get out of here.
And yeah, a bumpy ass ride down.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but honestly, some of the downhill's gonna suck.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty physical.
Yeah.
So, is what it is.
It is.
Look at all this wildfire damage. Scorched trees. See one right there? Here's another one.
Sorry, I can jog up like I'm tired.
Yeah, we still have energy for sure. There she is. She will remain unclimbed today. Gotta leave something on the bucket list, I guess.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, when you're really hungry in the middle of a climb or a ride or both, and everything Beggar with peanut butter really hits the spot. Like more than you'd think.
This is the best everything bagel with peanut butter I've had in my life. We are back on the bikes. Mentally, I am so done.
Yeah.
But physically, like, we still have another 20 miles to ride. 4,000 feet of descending. 1,000 at least feet of climbing to do still. It's like, oh man. want to do is just stop and lie down and make the pain stop, but I can't. It's only one way I'm getting out of here. And it's this way. There it is! The van! Salvation! Wow, I've never been so relieved. Oh. I'm so tired. Everything hurts. On three, say what you think is for dinner. Ready?
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You ready? I could be a hint. We're not making it.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3. In
In
and
and
out.
out.
Yes, sir. It is for sure a 2-burger day. Woo! Oh yeah, now we're off-roading.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. All right, it is 3 weeks later since Steve and I tried to ride our bikes 20 miles up the road to then do a 5-mile hike and got turned around by darkness. So we drove up the road this time, which was easier on the legs, but just as much of an adventure. Props to you, Steve, for making it up there. And the weather has not been kind. It's been raining and snowing up here pretty much the entire 3 weeks. But we're up here, so we're gonna see how far we can get. There's a really steep chute to climb that I imagine is gonna be snowed in. But we'll see what it's like when we get there. Onward and upward. Not your typical Arizona hike. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're trying to get up there. Pretty steep, pretty snowy. Hopefully it's not icy. That's gonna be the thing that really does us in. Pretty steep, eh?
Yeah.
All right, end of the line. The trail goes kind of up in here, but there's this wall that is shedding chunks of ice down onto the trail, which is not exciting. And then
This looks like it'd be easier to get to the bottom of that than that.
yeah, you could go down this way, but it doesn't matter because that chute in between
Oh yeah.
those two rock formations, I mean the summit's right up there, but like we're not making it up that. I mean that's steep as shit. It's covered in God knows how much snow. We don't know what's underneath it, so we kind of expected this to be the case, but this is as far as we go. Still some pretty sick views, however. We are like above this cloud. Look at this. Oh, we're like at eye level with this massive cloud right here. Crazy.
Ready for a Four Peaks hazy?
Yes, sir.
Celebrate our second failed attempt.
Hell yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, Steve. Let's recap. So, how did we even, like, how was the decision made to do this adventure?
Basically, you told me about your infatuation with the 4 peaks. So I was looking them up and trying to figure out how we could climb them, and there was like this 18-mile gravel road, and being a gravel cyclist, I thought, wow, wouldn't it be really cool to like ride to the trailhead, then hike 4 peaks, well, the highest one, which is what, Brown's Peak, and then ride the bikes back to the vans.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was a hiking trail up there. I took one look at them and I assumed that you couldn't get up there without gear. And then yeah, Steve found the road and the climbing trail. We're on the road right now.
Yeah.
But then we spent like 5 minutes the night before planning out how long it was gonna take. And we were like, oh yeah, it's like 15 miles, 4,000 feet of elevation to climb up the road. That'll probably take us, what, 2 hours? And then it took us 4 hours. So we started like way later than we should have. It took us way longer than we should have. And we got up there and we're like, there's no way we're making it back before sundown.
Yeah.
So we just did a 40-mile gravel ride with 6,000 feet of elevation gain and loss for fun, essentially.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, right.
And then we were like, all right, well, let's go back. We'll camp along the road, which is what we're doing now, and we'll ride the bikes. Little did we know that the road had been like destroyed by all of the bad weather we've had over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that'd have been. I don't think we would have made it on the bikes. That real loose.
Yeah.
Loose.
Yeah, it
The
was
steepest climb was super loose. Yeah, that'd been hard.
Yeah, it was super rough.
Yeah.
So Steve was like, screw it, I'm just gonna drive my van up there.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm not taking my van up there, you're good. And then we get up there and it's like the road is way gnarlier than we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. My dad was outside of the van. Me and my, what's the word?
Spotter?
Spotter, yeah. I need a spotter to get through some of that shit with the van. There's no lift kit on it, just bigger all-terrain tires, but and a locking differential, which I think came in very handy a couple of times. It was steep, rocky, and muddy. Without it, we would have spun out somewhere. Yeah, so that helped a lot.
Yeah. And the weather was just against us this time for the hike. Like, it had snowed on the 4 peaks the past 2 nights. And today was beautiful, but like it wasn't enough to melt the snow. So we got as far as we could, but there's no way we're making it up that wicked steep chute in the snow.
The snow, yeah. I mean, we had footholds like 12 inches deep in some places. But it was beautiful, you know. It kind of looked like the Canadian Rockies, you know, with all the rock and all the snow in between layers of rock. It was still a pretty cool adventure.
Oh yeah.
Half of it being 4x4 adventure on a 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, it turned out to be nothing like how we thought it was gonna go.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I got some cool pictures from it. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
We got some like really awesome conditions, photography-wise, for this adventure. So even though we didn't summit, I'm still calling it a successful endeavor.
Successful to a successful failure.
A successful failure. Cheers.